Hi, I'm Dr. Woods, and I'm going to give you an analogy today to help you understand the difference between units, milligrams of dose, and our concentration. Concentration is how many milligrams of something, say a peptide, are in a solution. We mix them into a solution so that we can put them into a syringe so that a person can inject them. That's how it works. You can't take powdered peptides. You have to dilute them, or what is called rehydrating them. So I like to use this analogy I call the iced tea analogy. Let me show you how that works. I have these 5 milligram tea bags, and we're going to pretend these are 5 milligram. I didn't weigh them. I'm not sure. But let's just say we put 2 5 milligram tea bags in this glass here, and we put 1 5 milligram tea bag in here. You could say we have 10 milligrams of tea in here and 5 milligrams of tea in here. Okay? Let's actually do it. 5, 10 milligrams. Okay? And 5 milligrams. You could say there is twice as much tea as there is in this glass here, correct? Okay, 10 milligrams, 5 milligrams total. That is oftentimes how peptides come. Peptides can come in, like this one here, is a 10 milligram vial. So that would be this guy here. So let's pretend. Let's use this as an analogy. I have here my 1 mil syringe. This is not 1 mil, but let's pretend this is 1 mil. I just put a sticker on there, okay? And I'm gonna draw up my water, or what we call bacteriostatic water, and I'm gonna put 1 mil into this tea. And now I'm gonna put another mil into this tea. So we will have 2 milliliters into 10 milligrams of tea. The concentration of this tea, once it's steeped, will end up being 5 milligrams per milliliter. Why? Because there's 10 milligrams in 2 milliliters. So there is 5 milligrams in the first milliliter and 5 milligrams in the second milliliter. So the concentration will be called 5 milligrams per milliliter. Okay? Now, over in this tea, I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to add 2 mLs of water. And we're going to make a different concentration. Why? Because it doesn't have as much tea, right? It's going to have the same amount of water, 2 mLs. But this is going to have only 5 milligrams of tea. Okay? So, how many milligrams is in 1 milliliter? Well, in this glass, it will be 2.5, correct? There's 2 mLs of water in here, and there's 1 5 milligram tea bag. So in 1 ml, or half of this, there is 2.5. Hopefully that makes sense to you. We have 2 different concentrations. Okay, I've removed the tea bags, and you can now see the concentration difference. This is more concentrated than this. Obviously, this is 5 milligrams in a milliliter, and this is 2.5 milligrams in a milliliter. This is exactly half the concentration of this. My next question is, I need to take a 1 milligram dose of tea. How do I get 1 milligram out of this? Well, I'm going to draw up the tea into this syringe, and I'm going to measure it. Can I use the 1 ml all the way to the top? No. That's going to be too difficult. So I'm going to divide this by 100. And those 100 markings are called units. Now units comes into play. How many units do I need to get to 1 milligram? Well, 100 will give me 1 ml, or 100 units will give me 5 milligrams. But I don't need 5 milligrams. I need 1 milligram. What is 1/5 of 100? It's 20. So I'm going to draw up 20 on the syringe out of this solution here, and that will give me 1 milligram, okay? What about this other guy over here? Do I need to draw up more or less to get to 1 milligram. Well, the concentration here is 2.5 milligrams in an ml. So if I draw up 1 full ml, I'm going to get 2.5 milligrams of tea. But I don't need 2.5 milligrams. I need 1 milligram. How do I do that? Well, let's use 100 units again. Let's say there's 2.5 in the 100 units, because there is. So we take 100 on a calculator, we divide it by 2.5, and we get 40. What does that mean? That means that if I draw up to 40 units out of this solution, I will get 1 milligram. 80 would be 2 milligrams, correct? And the full 100 would be the 2.5 milligrams. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you understand that units is not a dose. Units is volume to get to a dose. When someone asks you your dose, you tell them in milligrams.